Welcome, Libra. It's December 2016. Dadhichi here. I should wish you all a Merry Christmas and also a big thank you for staying tuned over the past months and years to this segment. Simple, brief overview month by month to give you an insight into what's happening for the sun sign, rising sign, or even the lunar sign of Libra, if you know what that lunar sign is. And I'm not sure whether you caught the introduction, which was all about forks in the road of life and the choices that we have to make. And I think it's fairly pertinent for you, given that there are 4 planets actually in your 3rd house of mentality, mind, thinking, communication. The new moon around the 29th, 30th of November is carrying through into the first week of December. But not just for the first week of December. It'll be fairly pronounced and you'll notice some big changes there. But the problem is that you have a lot on your plate. You're probably overthinking the decisions you have to make. You're ruminating over the plans that you've got to get through, the organisational side of things, travels, short journeys. All of these things are regulated by this 3rd house of your horoscope. And so, having Saturn and the Sun there's a lot of responsibility there. We see, for example, that the transit of the Sun on December 10th is an important one, bringing with it a lot more responsibilities and weighing very, very heavily on your mind. So some of the decisions that you have to make, the choices that we talked about in the introduction, may not be pleasant ones at this time. Also, some of the journeys that you have to make may really be that sort of thorn in the side circumstance where, there's an obligation to do it, but you don't really want to do it. So, you've got to get your head around that, and that's part of the problem. We see also one of your friendly planets, Mercury, again, the planet of communication, moving into retrogression on the 19th. But prior to that, your ruler on the December 8th date moves to the sign of Aquarius, which is an excellent position. It will move into the sign where Mars is already transiting. So Mars is your 7th ruler. That ruler, the 7th house, has to do with marriage and other significant relationships. Venus is your ruling planet, and the 5th house is love affairs and amorous relationships. So the nice thing about this, and it won't happen exactly this month, but it will slowly in the new year come into the conjunction of Mars, bringing with it some really exciting, amorous and maybe even sexual opportunities for you. In short, it's a passionate combination occurring there. But let me qualify that, because it occurs in the sign of Aquarius, which is an air sign. And the air signs, as is your sun sign, it's more to do with the mind. So it could be a meeting of the minds, and if we're talking orgasms, it could be like an intellectual orgasm rather than a physical orgasm. But that's the sort of thing that can really underpin and create a great foundation for a relationship. And if that's been missing in your existing relationships, then I think this middle part of the month and into the new year is going to be wonderful for you and something to look forward to, especially because you've just seen that passing throughout November of the transit of your ruling planet Venus against obsessive Pluto. That's a big relief. Mars is akin to Pluto, but not quite as devastating. So I think we can safely say that this is going to be a lovely sort of period for you in terms of your relationships. Venus, your ruler, also makes an excellent transit, a trine aspect to Jupiter, which again is the ruler of the 3rd house. We see how these themes keep coming through. Jupiter is currently in your sun sign in its transit, still continuing about midway through. So this is a lovely Christmas gift for you. Again, it's all related to, well, not just love affairs, because the 5th house is children. So there could be something really quite exciting and pleasant and surprising from that quarter in your life. Gifts, generosity, openness of spirit, All of those sorts of things are lovely to look forward to, and are usually accompanied by these sorts of transits. Jupiter opposite Uranus, that is, again, the fifth ruler, Uranus, and Jupiter is your third ruler. So that can be fiery dialogues, aspirational differences with people, and Uranus is in your seventh house of relationships. It could also be a sudden shift or change in business partnerships which can occur. I mentioned the retrogression of Mercury that occurs on the 19th. Don't expect that to remedy itself till January. So really, up until the end of the year, I think you've got some really great things happening there, especially with your love affairs, marriage, children. As long as you can keep some order in the thinking and the planning, and get your, I guess, your regime worked out, your scheduling worked out a little more tidily. Till next year, Merry Christmas. Hope to see you here again. Don't forget, stop off at astrology.com.au for more extensive readings and lots of other free stuff as well. Take care now. Bye-bye.